Hey, what's up? We're back. We're going to be doing another breakdown for UFC 217, GSP versus Bisping, which is, a great card. Obviously, every time they're going to come to MSG, they're going to stack the card, and they didn't disappoint this time. There's 3 title fights. But first, I want to talk a little bit about last week's event, which was Machida versus Brunson. We did all right on that. We went 8-4 on our picks. I actually thought we should have went 9-3. I had picked Jared Brooks to beat Davison Figueiredo, and I thought if that was anywhere else except for Brazil, he would have got the victory there. So, that was kind of a robbery, but overall, it was a good night. It was a real good night of fights. Colby Covington came up big for us, and I thought he was pretty funny on the mic, man. I don't know. I don't know why everyone was really giving him shit. He's doing what he's supposed to do. He's getting his name out there, and he beat the shit out of Maia, man. You can't say anything about it. Maybe he did look bad on the feet a little bit. You could critique his, his stand-up, but Maia was bloodied up, and, you really could have stopped that at the end of the fight. It really could. I mean, he really beat him up pretty good. And then, the main event, that was kind of sad to watch, man. You saw Machida get wiped out like that. That was a real bad KO, too. I thought it could have been stopped 2-3 shots earlier before the ground and pound on the ground. And, I've never heard an arena that quiet before. That was pretty crazy, even to hear it on the broadcast. But, all right, so we're going to move on to the first fight of the card for 217. And it's already a pretty big, intriguing fight. It's Aiemann Zahabi versus Ricardo Ramos. And, everyone knows Aiemann because of the last name. Obviously, Faraz is one of the the best coaches in MMA history, and he has GSP fighting in the main event. So obviously they're going to be real prepared. Probably went through a real good camp. He got to see GSP go through his comeback camp. I'm sure that gives him a lot of good energy as well. And Aimann's a pretty good striker from what I saw in the first fight. He was composed, looked like he liked to fight on the outside. He threw a lot of kicks to the body, a lot of teeps to the body, and then he would go up to the head too. And he threw some nice combinations in the pocket, especially against the cage. He was kind of a little reckless. He brawled a little bit. He took a couple good shots too, but he was able to drop Reginaldo in the first round, Vieira. And he did show that he didn't really have the best takedown defense. He was getting taken down by a lot of crappy takedowns. And I thought he could have done more on the feet. I thought he was a little bit inactive on the feet, even though he was piecing up Vieira when he would let go. And he's fighting Ramos, who in his first fight almost had the same type of problem, man. He was a rangy striker. Looked like he was a little bit more powerful. He's a much better athlete, it looks like, than Zahabi. But he was also doing a lot of one strikes at a time. Not a lot of volume. He was waiting for you to come to him and kind of land a counter shot. And really, from what I hear, his game is on the ground, where on top he's real heavy. He'll throw some big ground and pound. He's hard to get off you. And then on the bottom, I guess he has a lot of good submissions and sweeps, transitions to the top, and could beat you up from there too. And he's only 22 years old, and in that first fight, you could definitely see a lot of areas he needs to shore up. He was gassing a lot in that fight, in that second round, I thought, and also he was kind of open on the feet. And I really think that Zahabi is just going to be able to, kind of out-veteran him. He's going to be able to land a little more every round. He's going to be able to do a little bit more for the judges. The crowd is going to definitely be behind him. I'm not sure if a lot of people are going to be there for the first fight, but I'm assuming that it's going to be a GSP-heavy crowd, so they'll probably cheer for Faraz and Aiemann as well. So, I'm hoping it's going to be a good night for Aiemann. I think it will be, and I think he's going to get the victory here. I think if it's in a couple years, I think Ramos maybe would be able to get the victory. He's a pretty good prospect, but right now at 22 years old, I'm going to say Aiemann gets him here.